Hey guys, what's up? My name is Ashlyn, and if you are new here, welcome. Every single week, I do post a free step-by-step workout video as well as a nutrition video, whether it's me physically meal prepping ideas or just talking about nutrition. And today I wanted to talk about meal prepping and all about steps you should think about taking before even meal prepping, as far as before going grocery shopping and things like that. And especially this is gonna help the newbies out that have never meal prepped before. So these are my top 10 ideas and steps to follow before meal prepping. So here we go. Number 1, do you have Tupperware? And do you have enough Tupperware and the right Tupperware? My favorite Tupperware, it has one of my meal press food in there, is from Walmart, or you can also get these at Fry's, your grocery store. But Walmart, I think, might be the cheapest place to get it. I personally like the long, thin ones so that I can place out all of my food, and this fits really nicely in my fridge and my freezer. And you want to count how many meals you are gonna make throughout the week, and you want to make sure you have enough Tupperware, because in the beginning I did not, and that is the most frustrating thing after you've made all of your food, not having places to put it, and you have to put them in bags in the fridge and then separate it out. It just takes more time, so just make sure you have enough Tupperware before you get started. 2, you need to check what spices you have. Do you have oil? And do you have tinfoil? Because when you're cooking fish or you're cooking things, you might think, oh yeah, like blah, 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 and you get home, you're like, whoa, crap, everything's gonna stick. What I always keep in my cupboard is a non-stick. I love coconut oil, but you can also use canola oil, vegetable oil spray, because that'll help with most of your food, as well as I keep extra virgin olive oil just as another thing for cooking, so that some, maybe even saran wrap, just to have on backup depending on what you're making, the things that you wouldn't think about, you want. And also, I have meal prepped when I was out of salt. That sucked. So really focus on making sure you have everything you need in that direction before grocery shopping. Ooh, there we go. Number 3, do you own a food scale? If you don't, Walmart, this thing is like 15 bucks at Walmart. They have really fancy looking ones that cost about $25. The only difference is it's fancy looking. I think this works the best. And my friend a long time ago, when she was helping me with my meals, I knew exactly how much I was supposed to eat. And I was like, oh yeah, like I'm eating 4 ounces. And she looks at me and she goes, you're barely eating 2 ounces. And we weighed it after we went to the store. So this is a really good tool to make sure you're getting enough food, because you would actually think like eyeballing it sometimes isn't the appropriate way. So this 15 bucks investment, this has lasted me like 2, maybe even 3 years. So invest. Number 4 is kind of a silly one, and you might be thinking, Ashlyn, why are you even telling me this? It's kind of like my own thing. Have your kitchen clean before you start. Trust me, going into a dirty kitchen or starting to cook in a dirty kitchen subconsciously makes you feel like, it gives you a little bit of anxiety. And also, when everything's clean, you'll have enough Tupperware. If you've already used it that week, you'll have everything that you need, and it'll just go smoothly. And another thing on cleaning, as you are prepping, clean as you go. That is one of the biggest things that has helped me not feel like I have such a disaster at the end of my meal prepping, because if you don't clean as you go, you will probably have to spend another 20 to 30 minutes just on the cleanup from everything you used, depending on how much you used. Number 5. So before even going grocery shopping, you need to know how much you are going to use of protein and different things in your meal. So you're gonna plan out your meals at home. You're gonna think about, okay, I want chicken, I want rice, I want zucchini, example. So if you want 4 ounces of protein, which is what I like to have per meal, then you would wanna make sure that when you're going to buy, let's say, we'll use my chicken for example, the chicken thighs, if it only is 1.2 pounds, there's 16 ounces in a pound. So that roughly, like a pound of chicken will give you 4 meals. So I always do 2 pounds at least of chicken so that I can get at least 8 meals, and I'll put some in the freezer, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Number 6, do not be afraid to get too many things when you're shopping. Too much vegetables, too much extra chicken, because you can always put it in the freezer. I recommend buying a freezer bag, and then you're gonna weigh the food in that bag before putting in the freezer. So I have chicken currently, I'll show you. So I just recently Xnade number what, 4, whatever, I don't even know what number we're on right now, but I didn't do this, and so I overbought chicken. And so what I did was I cut up the chicken before putting it in my freezer bag, and I also labeled it, I don't know if you can see right here, how much it weighs. So I put this on my food scale, and it's 1 pound and 11 ounces. So that way I can defrost this the night before I go grocery shopping, and then I'll know, okay, I already have 1 pound of chicken, I only need to get this much more tomorrow. Number 7. Okay, so when you're making your grocery list, make sure it's really legible, and if you have time or if you have a whiteboard, it's really easy to section out dairy section, vegetable section, meat section, so that way when you go to the grocery store and you are shopping, you are not having to go back and forth between the store. You go to the dairy section, you get everything in that list. You go here, so you guys know in your head to map out the grocery store, just make it easier on your list, and it'll save you a crap ton of time in the grocery store. You'll be in and out within probably like 15 minutes versus 30 trying to figure out what you forgot and where it's at. Number 8. So this one I just actually recently did and I thought of, and I was like, this is actually a really good idea. When you're grocery shopping and you have your meals in your head that you're eating and you have your list of all the food that you are getting for those meals, when you are putting things in your grocery cart, separate it out per meal. So I'm gonna have salmon and broccoli over here, and then I'm gonna have my chicken and my asparagus over here, so that you can visually see your meals in your cart, and that way, just in case, God forbid, you were home and you forgot something, when you were visualizing each meal before you leave the grocery store, you can see if you need to get anything else. Number 9. So when you're thinking about what should I cook this week, think about time management before you even decide on what you're gonna have to eat. I personally, what that means for me is I'm gonna make something in the oven as well as on the stovetop, because when my oven is going and taking like 30 to 40 minutes, I'm cooking my other meal on the stovetop at the same time, so it's gonna take less time versus if I got everything I need to make in an oven, it's gonna take so much longer, because you guys know, if you don't, if you put multiple things in the oven, it's naturally gonna take longer to cook because it takes up more space. Plus, you might not have enough space in your oven for everything you're using, so it'll take you a couple more hours than if you were to use different methods of cooking. Last but not least, number 10, something that you need to remember when you are meal prepping, and it's gonna be easy, just a rule of 4 days. So when you are meal prepping food, if you leave food in the fridge longer than 4 days, it starts to go bad. Like 4 days, especially with fish, you're pushing it at 4 days, is kind of the maximum. So when I make food up to 8 to 10 days at a time, depending if I wanna make 2 weeks in a row. And what I'll do is I will portion everything out, and I will leave 3 to 4 meals in my fridge, and then I'll put the rest of them in my freezer. If you don't have a lot of freezer space, you can put them in baggies. That'll help with more freezer bags and you'll get more space out of that way. But I personally like to actually put this all together so that whenever I'm getting low in the fridge, I take it out of the freezer and pop this in the fridge and it'll defrost. And I personally think it tastes the exact same way in the microwave. So rule of thumb, 4 days, no longer than 4 days. And also, if you think about it, you don't want to always max out 4 days because you might go out to dinner one day. So that's what I do, is I'll put 3 dinner days in my fridge just in case I go out, because you don't want your food to go bad. You don't want to spend all this time meal prepping and just to throw it out, because it'll be a waste of money and make you feel like, why did I even do it? And for a bonus, number 11, pick good freaking music and jam out while you are doing your meal prep. Trust me, you want to have something upbeat, going, lifting you, and it will just get into this zone once you know how to cook and what you're cooking. And it'll be a lot more fun versus just like bored crickets, and you know, you just gotta have fun with it. And try out different things on Pinterest. There's meal prepping videos down in mine. Whitney Simmons, Buff Bunny, Nikki Blackadder. There's a bunch of girls and a bunch of women I follow that also meal prep as well. And if you have any other questions, please comment down below, or if I missed anything. But I hope this helped a little bit with meal prepping and things to think about before you prep. And yes, so I will be making a new food meal prepping video soon. I've just been eating the same thing. That's why I really haven't been on a new food train. So I didn't want to video the same exact food you guys already knew how to make. So that will be coming up very soon. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what you're seeing. I also do free workouts as well, step by step, and having complete form, reps, and everything like that. And don't forget to give this video a like and share with your friends, because help me out, reach more people to help more people, and that is my goal. And that is the whole reason I'm doing these videos, is to reach and help others. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys very soon.